It's the crying lion Albanian, baby Johnny Aletto. Little Aletto went on an Albanian's podcast in July, folks. And we're going to listen to some real outlandish lies. How Aletto told us that his dad, remember, in Locked Up Abroad, my father's the working man. Your dad's the real tough guy. Well, now he's going to tell us, folks, that his father worked for Lucky Luciano and all these characters. So strap in, folks. It's going to be a good one. It's Johnny the Albanian Liar. He's blowing smoke up this other Albanian dude's ass. Hit like if you get in here. Please hit the like button. Get those notifications out. He's telling the most... Now, the other Albanian dude is a novice. He doesn't know much about the mob or anything like that. So he takes baby Johnny at his word. Make sure you sub to Mind Someone Else's Business's channel. Oh, you got to check out Justice Tech Pros' last video, honestly. Fat Pasqua, Rat Squaw, has got needles on the hood of the car. It's epic. I might stream it one day this week. But let's get into the Albanian lying problem with Johnny the Albanian Liar. And most Albanians don't like this guy. Okay, don't let him fool you.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Look at this cloud. I love these Mind Someone Else's Business. His shorts right here are great, dude.
Oh, wait,
look at that. Look at the pasta. I am an antichrist. This still makes me laugh my ass off watching these videos. This guy's a character, Mind Someone. I put his link in the description. What's up, Stool Pigeon? Pretty Monita, Mike. Look at Pablo. In his head, he is a character like this. In his head, he believes he's something like this. You're gonna see the lies heat up tonight on this podcast.
Not a loser.
It's Liza Minnelli.
Anymore, like the last time and the time.
Mind Someone Else's Business is a character, dude. He puts up some funny shit, man. This is
Hey, I want to be famous.
I want to be famous. That is him, though. I want to be famous.
Wow.
You can really dance.
Wow.
And look, this is before the federal government fixed his teeth. Before the feds fixed his teeth, he looked like a Coming to West Virginia moment, his deliverance moment.
He went. They said we've both been dancing all this time. What a coincidence.
What's up, Teresa? Boston, Viking, what's up, man? Bill, what's up, Bill Jordan? Ray, what's going on? Red Rider BB Gun, Carlos, Facts Over Feelings. Carol, what's up, Carol? Justice Tech Pros, what's up? I love the video you did, man. Look at Johnny Fruits, Johnny Bats. Oh, yeah, that was a great one, man. That was an epic video with the Rat Squaw. I'll share it in a little bit on it. Oh, if you can, do me a favor. Please share that video in here. And people, trust me, after this, you've got to watch this video. It's epic. I'm going to stream it one day this week. I'll stream it. It's just so great. It's got Rat Squaw pulling out needles on the hood of his car. It's just fucking hilarious. Him lying, offering. It's just great. This is Johnny Aletto. Thinking he was Italian. He used to walk around, and this is a fact, he used to walk around, right, with a rope chain, with a big Italian horn on the rope chain. So in video already, he's going to tell you how proud he is to be Albanian. If the Albanians only knew that he didn't even tell people he was Albanian, he lied and said he was Italian. This is funny right here. Let's watch this. Every day I'm suffering.
Every day I'm suffering.
I had to put the scars one up there. Every day I'm suffering. All right, here's the podcast right here. I don't know the name of this guy. Ship Quest.
The chances to sit and talk to someone like you about mod life.
This poor bastard right here doesn't know what he's dealing with. He thinks he's got a real mob. And you could see the hate Aletto has for Italians just comes right through this podcast. You're going to see the hatred that Aletto has for Italians now. But remember, for many years of his life, he told people his last name was Aletto, and he was Italian, not Albanian.
Or pretty slim, I would guess. Now, I'm gonna do
this guy is some podcaster. I'll put his link in the description after. I even forgot. I should have did that. This is some Albanian dude from Albania. I can't pronounce his name. SHQI Ship Quit. I don't know. Shaquille O'Neal podcast. I don't fucking know. Make sure you hit the like button, folks. Don't treat me like a gumata over here.
A representation for you who doesn't know John. So
this is a reputation for you who doesn't know John. I wish these Albanians would know the truth about this guy. See, he fools the ones in Albanian. Albanian Americans don't like him. Albanian Americans don't like him.
Please, this is going to be a short presentation, and then we can go back with John and talk with him about what's going on in his life and all about it. John Alite was
this was right before Elite left for Europe. This was July 3rd. This is before he left for Europe. This was right before Sammy dropped the nail in the coffin, because he's brags about Sammy in this.
Drug dealer and a thug. Over the course of 25-year career as a gangster, he brutalized people by stabbing them, shooting them, beating them with pipes, blackjacks, baseball bats, and
yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's what I'm famous for. He even throws a "yes, I did. I'm famous for things." Oh,
he is not proud of that, but he is not.
Yes, he is proud of that. He wears it. That's his whole shtick, pal.
High from that either. It's who he was, but it's not who he is. At least that's his position as of today in 2021.
Yeah, then you're going to hear him talk about how bad he wants to beat trolls with bats.
It was so sad also in 2014's book of Georgia Anastasia called God is Rules. Now,
I didn't take your wrench. You were wrenched on another channel.
Book out called John Alite Mafia International, and you can find it on John's
I got two
website.
channels. Look, there's another Mafia Book International. He tells this guy that he knew mob bosses in every country. The lies just go outrageous.
That you will find it in the description of the video, also on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. So, John, I will sadly say that I almost finished the book God is Rules. I got only 2 or 3 chapters left, but I didn't have time. But I want to believe that you will fill the missing gaps on the story for me.
Before we go take that plane in New York and slam it into a building, Johnny. I'm only kidding there, pal.
Perfect. So, Mafia International.
Oh, yeah, Red, his Patreon is hurting bad.
But first, how many books in total with John Alite's story?
Books?
I want to guess 5 with this one, or 6.
We went out with Prison Rules, Gotti's Rules, Prison Rules by Nick Christopher, Darkest Hour,
Darkest
Hour. I wrote most of that book when I'm younger, and involved with the new book, Mafia International, with Lou Romano. All these books are sold internationally and on my website. And, everybody, obviously needs to know about my past that doesn't know about my past, but it's really the work I'm doing today. And
here we go, save the kids.
The work I'm trying to do with kids, with organizations.
What organizations? Like, he's been saying this for so long. Did we ever see him fucking help a kid? Any organization? Why is Elite red? His face is as red as an apple, ain't it?
Help young kids, youth, even adults, to get away from that life and realize
What's up,
we only
Angel?
have one life to live.
Set the Viking. What's up, brother?
Living that way isn't a way to live a good life. Maybe some fast money, but at the end of it, your safety is going to be in question always. Jail and the loss of your life on a lot of the cases is the end of living on this earth anyway, if you run into the wrong guy. So, I try to keep it as honest as possible, and especially for our community, Albanians,
as honest as
a lot of us live a hard life and we try to take that shortcut. I'm trying to convince people don't take the shortcut I took.
Don't take the shortcut I took and say you're Italian. Don't say you were half Italian.
Because they see the good parts of their life, they don't see all the suffering.
Yeah, it's true. Like they only see the good part, as you say. So where do we find John in this book? Like on the one that I'm
not B1. He's not a boozer. He's not a boozer.
You're on soon. You're confessing about Junior and God is Gang and stuff like that. Now,
well, those books started because of. By the way, this is my thing. I don't know if people would see it. Mafia Truths. That's my podcast.
What's that? A big firecracker? You just hold up a big M80. This is my podcast, Mafia Truths. Because right now, at this point, Aletto is bleeding Patreons. Patreons are fleeing from him like ticks on a fucking dog with some real good dog shampoo. So he's trying to shill that Patreon.
So. And it's in black and red, obviously, for our colors. My book started...
For our colors, black and red. Dude, for years you tried to say you were Italian, you fanoik.
Because there was other books out. There was a book called Mafia Killers, where they talk about me as the Albanian in a chapter and through the book. There was another book called The Butcher, where they talk about me killing 6 guys in that book. It's about
6 guys? See, he's going to tell this guy, this Albanian kid that he's doing this stream with, that he's killed so many guys. Dude, you shot one person, okay? You killed Georgie Grasso, and of course you ordered the Johnny Gebert hit.
Lobster. They did another book called Gotti's Boys, where they speak...
I heard that book, Gotti's Boys, is so full of shit.
The book and speak about me involved with Gotti Senior's guys.
What's Johnny up, Earl? Yeah, he's gonna write to Gotti Senior and oh my God, this guy's so full of shit.
Angelo Ruggiero, his cousin, in the Hamptons on videos and things like that.
Oh, the lies get. What's up, Albert?
There's been a lot of books written about me in magazines around the world, from GQ magazine in England and UK.
He pushed himself upon all these magazines and shit with all his fluff. This guy's whole career was built on lies, his online career. What did Michael Francis say about him? I never heard of this guy till social media. You paid Sammy the Bull Gravano $3,000 fucking dollars, allegedly. You paid him $3,000 to give you a clout shout out.
Society in France.
Loser.
To a magazine in Switzerland, to magazines GHQ in the UK.
GHQ
magazine in Albania a couple of times were out 10-page and 8-page articles. And I think that...
See, that's where his fan base comes from. Remember, it's European people who don't understand La Cosa Nostra, the American mob, and don't understand his bullshit, you know? He fools a lot of the Europeans, but they're going to see these videos.
Magazines and books and several others in New York and different Hollywood.
Hollywood.
I don't think anybody's really hitting the point that I'm trying to hit. I find myself trying to tell people the exact history because there's so many people out there trying to change
he's trying to say that changing mob history. That's what this clown's doing.
History of it. And I think it's very important for the accuracy of the history. So kids know that I'm the real guy. I was the guy doing it.
Kids, you gotta know I'm the real guy, kids. You gotta know when they kill at home. When I kill in the streets. Fucking jerk off.
And not to listen to these people glamorize this life, but listen to what I have to say. Because I was the guy actually doing those killings. I was the guy that was actually protecting.
Dude, you're 302. You told the judge, in front of the judge, you said you killed one person, Your Honor. You were trying to act like a Boy Scout. You said you killed one person, okay?
Those families, and I was actually the enforcer. When you hear of guys like Sammy Gravano or some of these guys that talk about being underbosses or bosses, those are the guys asking guys like me to do the work.
Yeah, like Elite, you're trying to tell mafia history. Do you know how the mafia works, you stupid prick? We've said this before. Obviously, bosses and underbosses aren't whacking people. Of course, they're sending people out to do it. That's how the mob works, you fucking dope. And remember, he's mad at Schmiegel right now. Right here, he's mad at Schmiegel. Schmiegel is Sammy the Bull Gravano. But he was worshiping Schmiegel a few months earlier. What's up, Dana? What's up, Mac? Anthony Ramundi with the force. James, what's going on?
You ask them how many times did they pull the trigger. They'll tell you once or twice. And, so people understand because they cop out to 19 murders or whatever they say.
So what's he trying to say here? Kids, listen to me because I'm the guy who shot all these people. And he did. And he shot, he fucking killed one person.
They copped out. They're not.
He also, Angel, if you're in the chat, I seen you in the chat. He also tells the story again how he killed somebody in front of your father's house. He actually says he killed somebody in front of Gotti Senior's house. He's this fucking bullshit story.
Guys on the ground.
It's amazing how many people they killed and shit when they get on YouTube, but in front of the judge and what they tell the court is a totally different thing. Because they're protected with immunity. They can make any lie they want up,
I'm the commodity in this life. I'm the guy that they want.
I'm the commodity in this life. I'm the little short guy with the MC Hammer pants and the Albanian mullet.
To go do this work. So it's important for the young kids to know, don't be that sucker that I was, because that's really what I was. And when it takes time to be the tough guys, these guys want to take credit for it. So I'm trying to tell guys, don't be stupid.
About?
If those guys wanted to do it, let them do it themselves. But for the most part, 99% of them don't do it themselves. They get guys like me to do it. Some of my other friends.
He tries to play the victim. They got guys like me to do it. Dude, you're a fucking bullshitter. You never killed nobody on mob orders, you idiot. You, Johnny Gebbett, and Georgie Grasso are a bunch of young drug dealers doing dumb shit, fighting with each other.
About, other guys.
Had nothing to do with mob hits.
Work, and there's plenty of guys like Anthony Ruggiano, Anthony Arellano. I speak about Bobby Louise.
See here, I'm shouting out all the fellow rats, Mr. Pasta, the rest of them, all the My Blue Heaven crew, shouting out the My Blue Heaven crew.
Some of the other mobsters I speak highly of. So, when people not really familiar or understand the mafia world, they think because they...
How understand the mafia world? How does that even make sense? He just said that, bosses and underbosses don't go kill people. Oh, that's just not how it works. This guy's an idiot.
Stories that those are the guys that are doing the work. But actually, we're the guys pulling the trigger.
Behind the curtains. This is a peek behind the curtains.
This is a big behind the curtains, the big one with the Leto and Jimmy Cheeks and ass play.
Of the mob world. On the book on God is Rules, we start on the book with you in a Brazilian prison. Why were you in the first place in Brazil? As I told you, I didn't read the whole book.
Well, you should have read the fucking book there, Bin Laden.
I was thinking maybe during the end we will find out, but I wasn't there.
There's a one-part
series. The book's terrible. I bought that book years ago thinking it was a Gotti fucking book about the Gottis, and it wasn't. And he used Gotti Jr.'s face on the cover, and he put his face in a little, in a little picture. The whole book was about just fucking lies and bullshit.
It's coming out in September on Disney Plus and on National
Disney. Imagine
and
Disney putting this guy on Disney Plus. What is he talking about? What's he going to be doing? Trying to rape Mickey Mouse?
Series is going to show why I went on the run, and I was trying to protect mafia members, Italian members.
Wait a minute. I thought you went on the run and locked up abroad. The lies, locked up a fraud on Nat Geo. You said you went on the run because there was thousands of 27 hitmen trying to come kill him and trying to kill his family? He said hitmen were trying to kill his babies. That's what he said, folks. Hitmen. Remember the Scarface scene in the video where he had 27 guys and all the guns were jamming and not shooting? He said they were there to kill him and his babies. If that's the case, why would he flee? Why would he leave his children there? Because nobody wanted to kill his kids. He's lying. He got beat up and slapped and chased out of the neighborhood. That's what happened.
My friends and enemies I was trying to protect, and I took off. The government was trying to lock me up for multiple murders, drug dealing, possible death sentence. I went on the run, and I ended up in those penitentiaries. In that penitentiary,
I found Klaus, and me and Klaus have been together now for 17 years, and I love Klaus. I just visited him in Germany.
A guy named Klaus Malkowitz, who's from Denmark.
Oh, Denmark. I'm sorry. Him and Klaus are on the beaches of Denmark. Oh, my God. You've seen the picture with him and Klaus. Both of them had no shirts on. They were hugging. They were getting close. They looked like two barnyard pigs. Faust, what's up, my brother?
Partners from the early 90s. He's one of the biggest drug dealers probably in Europe.
Yeah, now Klaus is the biggest drug dealer in Europe. This shit doesn't get any oh my God, the lies. You be my friend, Klaus, and I'll lie for you, and you lie for me. Look, we lied with each other in Brazil on the floor and made sweet, passionate, lying love together.
He's coming out called Nordic Narcos about Klaus and his life story. His actors playing him and actors playing
tacos.
me. And it'll go through.
There's actors playing him, actors playing me. Like the scene from Brokeback Mountain when they were trying to get all the sheeps to be nice with each other. You know, Brokeback Mountain.
2 of us getting caught and being in Brazil.
Look at this big gorilla. Look at his head. Tell me he doesn't look like a fucking orangutan. Tell me this ain't. Tell me when you hear me.
That we're still in touch with from Italy, from Turkey.
He just said he was in touch with mob bosses from Italy and Turkey. Is there any sound now? You can hear me? Oh, it's good now? Well, I don't know if you just heard that. He said he was on, he knew fucking mobsters from Turkey, Italy. It's just amazing the bullshit this guy will come up with. He knew mob bosses in Italy and Turkey. The lies just get more and more. I've been studying this guy like a fucking lab rat for the last 6 years, right? The stories just keep getting greater and greater and changing and switching, and it's disgusting.
From Spain, from the UK.
From Spain, from the UK. I actually found a matador's sword up my rear end last. Like, if you're in here, please hit the like button.
There's about 11 or 12 of us that stay in touch with each other. And it was a group of us, but me and Klaus were the ones that were kind of running and controlling the situation.
Wait, what were you and Klaus controlling? You're trying to say you and Klaus were controlling the Brazilian prison, Johnny? Because that's bullshit. All thing that you... And your nightly kisses and snuggles and huggles at night.
The series is being filmed right now. I'll be in Spain shortly to get involved with the filming.
See, that's why he's over there right now. He's in Europe right now doing all these, like, bullshit European fucking talk shows because these poor European people know shit about him.
They've been filming, actually, for about a year. I've been contributing with stories.
And
help consult on the making of the series.
Dr. fucking Seuss over here.
So there's a lot of information going to come out shortly on a lot of this stuff.
Do you know who are the actors playing, or you can say it probably?
Do you know who?
Consult with them. We talk to them on a regular
Maybe
basis.
RuPaul or something.
They understand our mindset and understand what we
It
go
froze
through.
again? No sound? Son of a bitch. It should be all right.
To survive. And
what's up, mind
also
someone else's business? I dropped your link in there. I played some of your videos in the beginning.
International connections, that we're not average gangsters that never leave their area. We're guys that went around the world to 30 and 40 countries. That's why the book I named was Mafia International.
Can you hear it
my
now?
Connections to mob bosses around the world and also in prison in the United States. Trying to kill them, actually not involved with them on a good manner.
Oh, see that
in
now?
Prisons I was in, exactly the extreme that we'll go.
He's trying to say that he was
in
in prison with terrorists and he was trying to kill terrorists because he's so much of a Trump American hero. He's trying to paint himself as Captain America, folks. I was in there with terrorists, and I was trying to kill the terrorists. Get out of here. He's so full of shit, this guy.
Oh, that's pretty big news, actually. Like, to have a movie. This is not your first.
Pretty big news to have movie.
Picture that's about you, right? Almost all of the mafia movies and stuff like that, they had scenes or like
what
busted up, like.
Well, we had series. We had a series called Mafia with Trevor McDonald, who's one of the best.
Oh yeah, we seen that one. Your Trevor McDonald one. We remember that, where you told the lying story that you took your son on a mafia hit. He actually lied and told everybody that he took his son on a mafia hit, right? But then when he had his son come on his podcast, and it was called My Dad the Mobster, the son or him never mentioned that mafia hit. He can't keep up and remember his lies.
Okay, gentlemen. He became a knight. They call him Sir Trevor.
Sir Trevor.
A personal friend of mine. We did a 2-part series. It was very successful. Played in Australia, played in the UK. My 2 brothers, the Costas brothers, are in the movie business.
You lied like
They've
a
done
rug.
several movies. I just want to say hello to them in Australia. The series was famously popular. After that one, I did another series called The Perfect Gangster that was released in Europe.
The Perfect Gangster. Oh, my God. What's up, Paulie, Boston Red? Little Miss, can't be wrong. Dana Smith. What's up, Dana?
Albania. I did another series after that. And now I'm filming a couple different series, like I said. And in some of these things, because of, you know, I have a lot of antagonistic people that.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the crybaby game. I've got a lot of antagonistic people who troll me and make fun of me. Everybody makes fun of me. Fucking clown.
He's after me in the United States. They don't like the message I give because I'm trying to change people's lives.
No, they don't like the message you give because you lie to people. You're a bullshit artist. We've caught you in so many lies, you freak. My channel is only 4 months old. 4 months old, and I've caught you in so many lies, you little orangutan looking fuck.
But I like to clarify like I always do. And this is not to show, you know, people try to change why I say it. I say it because I want kids to know.
Jesus, kids.
I am the real guy, so I mention names all the time.
How does this help kids? I don't get it. I want to say that I'm the real guy. I'm the real guy, and I'm helping kids because, you know, I shot Johnny Gabbett and Judgy Grasso.
People ask me, you know, who did he shoot? You know, he had different stories. I'm very specific, and I tell
No,
people.
you're not very specific. You lie and switch up. All right, and how many interviews do we see? Killed 12 guys, 11 guys, 33. Could have killed hundreds, he said before.
I shot a guy named Mike Levigny in the chest in a place called Protocols.
All right, you never told that to the judge, Johnny. You never told that to the judge.
Guy Georgie Grasso a couple times in the head and dropped him.
Georgie Grasso is the only person he really shot, okay? This guy is so proud that he shot somebody. It's unbelievable. What a sicko, okay? This guy told the judge, all I did was shoot Georgie Grasso, and I ordered the hit on Johnny Gabbett. But watch all these other names that he puts in here.
Shea Stadium, it's a baseball professional team in Flushing, New York. I killed him. I shot a guy, Ricky Stratton, on the Interborough Parkway in Brooklyn. Killed him.
Lies, you left that out to the judge, Leto. Jesus Christ, how does anybody believe this guy?
Shot a guy, TT, in the head off of Flight 116.
Ah, Flight 116. What is he, Wesley Snipes over here? Fucking killing people on planes?
I shot a guy outside the bulkhead in the belly. I shot his brother-in-law, Sal Noto's brother-in-law, inside the bulkhead. I shot a guy, Paul Forgione, in front of Gotti Sr.'s mother's house.
All right, here's where he says that he shot a guy in front of... Now, remember, before he said it was in front of Gotti Sr.'s house. Angel Gotti's right in the chat. Did you ever see some guy get shot outside your house, Angel? Because he says that now he's changed it. Before he shot the guy outside of Gotti Sr.'s house. Now it's he shot him in front of Gotti Sr.'s mother's house. Makes no sense. Lies.
I shot a guy named Mike Pip. I killed a couple of guys with Frankie Burke in Brooklyn. He's a famous guy from Goodfellas. And I go through these names of people I based.
Yeah, Carlos, passenger 554.
About it, like the Krasinowski brothers or the Keegan brothers or guys that testify for Gotti Jr. I purposely say these names because I can go into dozens of them. I could keep going
Jesus.
with the list of people I shot. I shot one of my distant cousins, Nicky Pasquale, and he ended up losing a leg. So when people ask me why I do it, because I want the kids to understand just what I said earlier. The guys that say they shot and killed a lot of guys, or they use that, and you see it or you hear about it, they're not actually the shooters. They take credit for ordering things through me, and I'm the guy going out to do the work.
Professional.
There's a big difference. So when people say, oh, he might be lying or he's not telling the truth, I specifically tell the names and the locations. So people say, okay, the guy is for real.
He is for real. Just because you ramble off a bunch of names that you killed doesn't mean you're telling the truth, because what did you tell the judge? You told the judge you shot one person, Your Honor.
When people are questioning me, they want to put me down, or they want to cause controversy because people really aren't sure for sure what really happened.
Well, because you're a liar. You change your stories every 6 months. You're a sick liar.
So I think by me saying the names like this and spit them out the way I do, I think everybody sees the honesty and the truth behind it.
The honesty.
And then the kids, I can get the kids to listen. Don't listen.
What kids? What kids are fucking listening? I don't get what this guy's saying. Hey, about this with Johnny, a liar, a rat, a snitch, a leto, a bad father. Why don't you open up a little boxing gym for the kids? Why don't you go donate all them This man sells baseball bats and butcher knives. Why don't you give a bunch of baseball bats to a little league? You know, go buy a bunch of aluminum bats. Help people out. You won't, you cheap prick.
Listen to these other guys, because I also been stabbed up. I also been shot. I also been baseball batted. And I also been in and out of jails my whole life. So close to 2 decades. When people question that also, they're not honest because they read something that's not accurate in a newspaper or in a machine.
Oh, no. People see not accurate. Your inconsistencies of your own words, Johnny. Your own words do it to you, you fruitcake.
On the internet. I spent 3 years in a penitentiary in Brazil. I spent 10 years in the United States. I spent another 4 years in the United States on other cases. I spent another year in the United States on another case. So I've been in and out of jail my whole life. I want the kids to know that I wasted my life. You know, I'm trying to reach them. So I do a lot of talks with organizations, juvenile centers.
Juvenile centers.
Kids, their mothers and fathers, if I can help them with their child.
We've never seen him help kids. This is all fucking bullshit.
Doesn't matter. I flew out to Switzerland. I talked to high school kids after they stabbed each other.
Hey, he said he went to Switzerland and talked to high school kids after they stabbed each other.
My mission is really to let these kids know I am the real guy. Don't listen to everybody else. Don't listen.
His mission is for you to buy his books and help him get money. He lives with his mother.
Since they're trying to shut me down because they need kids to recruit to be just like I was. And the message is don't be dumb. You know, just enjoy your life, enjoy your family, put down the weapons and do something positive.
Does it get easier for you when you say the names of the people that you killed? Like,
yes, he loves it. It's like a snuff film. He didn't even kill these people, but he's still getting off on it. Johnny Aletto loves snuff films. A-Light loves his snuff films.
Easier, but like, do you feel a relief because you have said the names?
I've been to therapy, you know, and I talk about...
I did the therapy, me and Klaus. We laid down together all night, and I felt relieved.
So from jail, I ordered the hit of Johnny Gabbett. He was a gang rapist. He raped a girl. I knew the boyfriend. He shot the boyfriend also. So, you know, some of these things, I'm not okay. I'm okay with ordering that hit. He was a guy that beat up and raped the girl bad with a group of guys.
I don't know. We don't know if that's true or not. I don't know who the Johnny Gabbett character is, but he's been rambling his name off for years. I don't know if he was a rapist or not. Who knows?
Jury, and I'm like, God, no.
You can't believe anything that comes out of A-Light's mouth. Anything. This is the guy who paid Sammy the Bull Gravano $3,000 to lie for him and say he was a good gangster. Sammy didn't even know who the fuck you were.
You know, I'm not at the point where I changed my life to that point where I feel bad for that one, to be honest with you. The other ones, like Bruce Got Her Up, I ordered that when he was killed by some of my guys. Yeah, I was very friendly with the family afterwards. I feel bad about it. I actually feel bad about shooting Ricky Stratton. His brother is one of the guys that was also in jail for murder, but helped me to overcome and change my life. But the reality, what I did, I can't change it. So some of these shootings and murders and stabbings I did, yeah, I'm not, obviously, I don't forgive myself for some of them, but some of them, I'm just not to that level where I can say I feel bad. So I try to be as honest as I can. But, therapy
As
helps
honest.
me to help other kids not to do because I got to live with what I've done. But the biggest challenge is, and for the kids, out there, that's not
helping the
easy.
kids. It's about get the fuck out of here. Save the kids. Such bullshit, man. That's why your Patreons. When I started this channel 4 months ago, this guy had 170 Patreons or something like that. He's been losing Patreons. He's in the 70s in his Patreons right now, or 60s. If somebody can check that out, check his Patreons, how much they've gone down, especially after Schmiegel, after Sammy Gravano fucking nailed the last nail in this guy's coffin.
Easy is when you have these
Schmiegel.
computers and these trolls.
See,
that must
the
bully
trolls, they're bullying. Listen, if you weren't lying, look at that face. If you weren't lying, Aletto, you wouldn't care what we trolls say. You wouldn't care what we said if this was the truth, because you know it's the truth.
kids in school. I have a hard time with it sometimes because you got 100, 200 kids or weak men. They're not kids, that are men that are acting like this, and kids are watching them act like this and they think it's okay.
He's talking about people who troll him and give him pushback, people who call him a liar.
When I have that, my first reaction is, boy, I'd like to grab one of them and do what I used to do, torture them, kill them.
I like to kill them. I want to kill all the trolls and beat the trolls up and kill them.
Beat them. It's my honest thought process. I don't do it. I just think about it and say, man, I'd love to show.
He must cry at night, right? Biting his pillow, punching his pillow, screaming, I want to kill them all. Oh, my God, you are pathetic. And thanks once again for showing your ass, orangutan boy.
But I'm down because if I did it to one of them, you'll see the rest stop.
See what he is? So if I beat up one of these trolls or these people who call me a liar, if I beat one of them up, the rest will stop. You're such a fucking clown.
And they're worried I'd find it, but that's the part that I have to deal with.
He's got 74 Patreons, Viking. He had a lot more than that. He's bleeding Patreons. Someone said, 74. He's bleeding them, dude. Bleeding Patreons. Yeah, his pink shorts fit. This guy is such a phony.
Strain who I used to be and who I am today. But who am I today?
Oh, who I am today? I would never do that. But 2 minutes ago, I was telling you how much I wanted to kill trolls.
Myself before it was a weakness to do what I used to do. Get mad and just go and kill somebody.
You still get mad and you cry like a little bitch.
The strength now comes from not behaving like that. And if I can do it, that means I could teach kids to do it. They didn't have the violent past.
I think this is the greatest path that you could have taken after everything what happened. Nobody can give a better example to anybody else if it doesn't take himself as an example. And you did exactly that. You're starting to change from yourself.
What does that mean? You're starting to change from yourself, from a different person than yourself. Hold on a minute. I see a plane above. Let's get in that plane.
That's how it's supposed to go. During the books that I read, I'm a bit familiar with your story. Like, I know when you started.
You just admit it. You didn't even read his first book. You read half of his book, dude.
Got involved. But for the listeners and the people who doesn't know John Alite, can you explain just a little bit, like, when did you start it? And
all right, this is going to get funny. This is where he's going to tell us that his father was hanging out with Lucky Luciano and all this crazy stuff. Oh, my God.
The point, but how did they drag you in?
My mom was from Tirana, her family, and her father was an Albanian gangster. As a young kid.
Now he's trying to say his grandfather was an Albanian gangster. This shit doesn't get no... Wow, you left that out the last 6 years, Johnny. And I think if you had an Albanian gangster uncle or grandfather, you would have bragged about that a long time ago. Look at the wingspan on that forehead of his. Man, you fucking clown.
He killed a couple of guys. He was a gambler, card game. My father's side, my grandfather, his name was Ali, and my grandmother was Fatima. My father's name was Muhammad. They were Muslim. I changed later on to Catholicism. But when they came to...
Did he say he changed to capitalism? He meant Catholicism. What an idiot.
My father grew up in...
His pick would have been in his first book. Exactly, Angel. If his grandfather was some Albanian mobster, forget it. This guy's such a bullshitter.
Lower East Side, New York.
But it gets better. He's saying that his grandfather hung out with Vito Genovese. Listen.
Vito Genovese, who was a very famous gangster in that era. He didn't stay with him, but he stayed with Charlie Luciano, who was also another famous gangster.
Charlie Luciano. Now his grandparents hung out with Charles Luciano and Vito Genovese. Why didn't you tell us this 6 years ago? Why did you just make this up now? Mommy Aletto, Johnny, the tendies! Your chicken tenders are ready! You little bastard! My father is a gangster! I hate this guy with a passion.
Like called Lucky Luciano. He stayed with his cousin, Charlie, also Luciano.
Oh, my
God. Black. He was a main guy in my crew, the same family, the Gambino family. My father grew up with them, raised them, and he brought me around them.
Wait a minute. He told us his father was the working man. Remember that? In Locked Up Abroad. In Locked Up Abroad, he painted his father as the working man. Hey, kid, you little piece of shit. Get me a beer, you dumb fuck. He painted his father as the working man who made him and his brother beat each other up every morning.
And he stayed with guys like Al Greco, who was a famous Genovese killer.
He is. He has no shame. This guy is fucking shameless. The lies.
Right now, these guys were kind of like my uncles.
They were his uncles. These guys were like his uncles. This shit blows my mind, Aletto. And this Albanian guy, Ship Cast, a Shoot Cast, can't believe this dude. Do some research.
Changed my life was I stayed with Andy Ruggiano, Fat Andy Ruggiano. You'll see his nephew and his son stay with me, Anthony Ruggiano.
They stayed with him, remember. He told us that the Ruggiano was his baseball coach and that he was whacking people and beating people up for the baseball. The lies just are so bizarre with this guy. And the other guy, Anthony Ruggiano Jr., Shrek, he does a podcast too. He's another My Blue Heaven, Shrek.
Shows with me. His father was the famous gangster in my neighborhood. I worked out with them. I played baseball with them. I lived in their houses, basically.
He lived in their houses, basically. The stories that he tells, man. It's like, come on, no one's buying this shit. Hit that like button, folks.
House, and his father was kind of my grandfather. And he was
now his father is kind of his grandfather. Where does he get this?
Albert Anastasia's Killing Machines. He was the boss in our neighborhood. When he goes to jail in the mid-'80s, about 83, 84, he caught a case in 83. I think he goes to jail in 84. Gotti takes over as the captain in our neighborhood. And then in the Natural Progress, I went over to John Gotti.
That's not true. The National Progress wasn't Anthony Ruggiano Sr. going to jail and John Gotti gets his 16-year-old hitman. That's bullshit. The way that you found the mafia is you became friends with John Gotti Jr. You were on record with his crew for 2 years. He beat you up and chased you out of the neighborhood. You sent him fucking birthday cards, Father's Day cards to get back in his good graces. It wouldn't work, so you started making up lies and writing books with people's names in it, you bullshit artist.
Father. And now you'll hear a lot of rumors that I really didn't know the father well.
No, you didn't.
So what I did was, just especially recently, for people who want to check out my Mafia Truth, I got a Patreon channel.
See how he's pushing that Patreon? See how he's pushing that? He never used to do that before. Notice that.
And John Gotti Sr. that I refused to put up for a long time because I didn't want to answer to people. I want people to know that if I'm saying something, it's accurate, and they told me I didn't know him. So just recently, I put a couple videos up at our Raven Night Club in the city with John Gotti Sr.
Yeah, in that video, you said Frankie DeChico was giving you a hug, and Frankie DeChico was dead 4 years before that. You also said Bobby Burriello was in a picture with you. It wasn't Bobby Burriello. It was his brother Stevie.
Yeah, myself. I also put an audio tape up with Sammy Gravano on my Patreon doing a half-hour interview last year when he first came home from prison saying...
And you paid Sammy. Go listen to Sammy tell, folks. If anybody doesn't believe me, go listen to Schmiegel's words himself. Sammy the Bull said when I first got out of jail, this guy, A-Light, gave me $3,000. So, I said nice things about him. I had tried co-signed him, say nice things about him. This guy's ridiculous.
I was the enforcer for the Gotti family and the Gambino family. I was a professional hitman for them. And he goes on and on in his words talking about I was the...
He doesn't say all that.
...killer for the crew.
And he admitted that he only did it because he felt bad for you, you pity-potty freak. You're a mental midget.
For people don't know the history, and then I show some videos of me coming out of the Gotti's house, me picking up Gotti Sr. from court, me and the
You were with
party
the
of-
son. You were with his son. So that's why that happened. You have a few pictures with him. You were with the son. And I bet you the son regrets every moment of that, even having you around.
of Gotti's sister, Gotti himself signing my marriage certificate when I was married back in the 80s, and going away parties with me, going to prison with all the Gotti family with me, celebrating before I leave. So I think I showed enough so people understand I'm very accurate.
No, people still don't believe you, John. The lies, the inconsistencies, the lies. Too many, John.
Money-wise, I discussed what I owned. I owned about 12 to 14 homes. I owned a nightclub.
I owned about 12 to 14 homes. I owned a nightclub. I owned a real beautiful purple phallus that I used to love to, hide.
Rent alone was $31,000 a month. My taxes on my $10 million estate was $43,000 a month. And
he's definitely a pillow biter. Boston, New England, 100%. 100%.
Showing some of these financials so people can see where I really stand. And when they read something, they'll know they're lying. And I'm trying to be a little more.
When they read something, they know they're lying.
And give it to the public a little more, because sometimes
he was a low-level drug dealer. Exactly. He made lies up about everybody. Look at the lie he made about Louis Arricchio. Louis Arricchio beat the shit out of John A-Light in the federal penitentiary. Beat the shit out of him. Beat his ass, told everybody he was a no-good snitch. And then A-Light went and sucker punched him when the guards and the cops were there, so he wouldn't get obliviated.
And they know more than they do. So this way that they know that some of these American Italian mob guys.
Hold on a minute. He didn't own that? Hold on. Jimmy Cadamigo owned the Florida nightclub. Yeah, he lies, man. This guy lies about so many things. Yeah, I know, Jamie. He just keeps fucking lying. What's up, boss man? This guy is a joke. The lies are just out of this world. I don't know anybody believes this fucking orangutan.
Talk like this. They're not familiar with Europe. I'm a European American.
I'm a European American. What the fuck? This guy's so stupid.
All over Europe. The Italians.
You've been conning the people in Europe. He's going to tell. Now, watch the Italian hate now. Now he's going to tell us that Italian Americans don't know Italy like John Elite knows Italy.
Yeah. That say that gangsters can't even say one word in Italian. They don't even know the capital of Italy. So these guys don't even know the culture like I know the culture.
You can't speak Italian. You can't speak Italian. You can't speak Albanian. You lied about you told everybody you were Italian for years, dude. You told people that you were Italian. Your last name was Aletto. You shunned your Albanian side. That's why Albanians in America hate you.
In a traditional Albanian family. I might have lost some of the language. I can write a little bit, but on my blood.
You can't even write in English, John. We seen the Father's Day cards that you sent John Gotti Jr. I read the Father's Day cards you sent John Gotti Jr. Oh my God. But after he beat you up and chased you, pathetic.
I'm always Albanian, I'm always European.
Tell the people the story how your father told you to run and catch the guy when he bullied you when you were little.
My father owned a nightclub with Blackie Luciano.
Now his father owned a nightclub with Blackie Luciano. This shit just gets.
He asked me to deliver some money across the parking lot to a guy.
But once again, I thought your father was, I'm the working man. Stay away from the mob guys. This is why you're so easy to pick apart, John, you fucking orangutan, is because in Locked Up a Fraud, you said your dad was the working man. He didn't want you around the mob. Now it's just ridiculous, man.
Guy that had a deli that was very friendly. And the kids had about, 8, 10, maybe 12 kids. People always change my number too, so I got to be careful. Could have been 8, could have been 10, could have been 12. This way they don't change what I'm saying. And instead of going back into the club, I told my father and his bouncers, his security, to come out with me.
Now his father's a mob guy all of a sudden. His father's a connected guy. Lucky Luciano, Vito, oh my God.
The money off, and then I went back to the parking lot and I hit the guy knowing they were going to jump me. And, I fought them all, and
I thought the first piece of business you did was going to that guy Ferrugiano. Remember in the Locked Up a Fraud? He knocked on some guy's door with a baseball bat.
To see me fighting everybody. And he went in and grabbed my father, and then they brought me back out. My father's telling me, why didn't you come in and get us? And I looked at
why didn't you come in and get us? We could have whacked the guy. You know what I mean? I thought Daddy was fucking Robert De Niro in the Bronx Tale. Your father's a tough man. The working man's a tough guy. Fucking liar.
Father, and says, you're the one that taught me don't run away from a fight.
What a
so
liar.
It didn't matter to me if it was 2 guys or 10 guys. I was going to fight. I know I'm not going to win.
Bullshit. When you got beat up at Sugar Daddy's, he got beat up at Sugar Daddy's. One guy slapped him in the mouth. One guy hit him with a fucking pimp slap, send Johnny flying. Johnny runs out of Sugar Daddy's and hops in a river. He was in a dirty, polluted stream hiding, and he's calling his son up on the phone, bringing his poor son to get in trouble. This guy is a coward. He's 5'4".
The cowards, not me, because they're fighting me with 10 guys. After that, I challenged the guy to fight me again. And obviously,
He's Cinderella. That's funny.
Won fight. And
lost his shoe. Jen's funny.
Anyway, I beat him. And it's not the fact of winning or losing, because I lost. You know, it's another thing.
Sugar Daddy's 911. He was screaming 911.
What I say, because a lot of people, they pick every word I say and they pick it apart. I lost a lot of fights, but I fight. I was stabbed up, I lost. I stabbed up again, I lost. I was baseball batted, I lost. I
think the Albanian dude, ShipQuest, is falling asleep over here just listening to this 5-foot-tall freak. Yeah, and he wears high heels and platinum shoes like Dog the Bounty Hunter did. They were like De Niro, Robert De Niro does too. They like makes them taller.
Obviously I lost. This is part of not picking and choosing when you're on the street, you're a gangster. It's the cowards that talk like this.
Anybody who tries to say they're a gangster, like, come on, man. There's no such thing as mob guys on YouTube. There's only rats on YouTube. Stool pigeons, embellishers, and liars.
To try to downplay what I'm saying or basically, because they can type now, they can stay behind a computer like cowards and attack you.
Yes, here I am, Johnny, and I'm not attacking you. I'm just calling out your inconsistencies and bullshit, but I'm right here, and I got my bulletproof vest right on my fingers and everything.
You got to have discipline. I learned a lot of discipline in my life now.
Yeah.
How to control myself, not how to attack, and to realize there's a saying in Albanian.
This is such bullshit. He says now he's got discipline in his life. 3 months ago, he was crying about the trolls. These troll channels, these trolls are bothering me and trolling.
Know it, and most people in Albanian know it. And it's translated in Albanian. You'll know how to translate it. Yeah. When you allow a little dog to keep barking, a barking dog, as you keep walking away, that little dog's going to always bark behind you. So
what's that even mean? If you let a little dog keep barking, he's going to bark when he walks behind you?
That little dog bark.
Ruff, 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 ruff. Fucking it.
Because that's all he is, is a barking dog. Me, I wasn't a barking dog. I was a very aggressive guy. So if somebody did something I didn't like, I didn't care if there was 10 guys or 20 guys or 2 guys.
Right.
My mission was to get 1 or 2 of them.
You were a little kid, and you were a cat in heat, Johnny. You were a cat in heat rubbing your ass against a post. You were rubbing your ass against the fence. You were like a little cat in heat, you little hoa.
So the other 10 shut up. That was always in my heart, and I learned that got me nowhere but prison. Then they got me guys that ratted on me. And the organization of the Gambino family, especially John Gotti and all his guys. When I went on the run, they were all meeting the FBI, and they're trying to change that fact. And
here's his coming to rat moment. Everybody was ratting on me, so I ratted everybody out.
That's the biggest thing behind this. They won't leave me alone, because when I went on the run, I didn't have to go on the run. I was worth millions of dollars.
Yeah, he didn't have to go on the run. He told us in Locked Up a Fraud. He had to go on the run because they were going to kill him and his children. Remember when the 17 hitmen came there with the machine guns and everything jammed? This guy's such a liar.
I owned an estate. I owned all those houses, that business.
I owned all them houses. I owned the state of New York.
I could have lived like a king. I just talked against the mafia. I chose not to. And when I did that, John Gotti, the boss's son, was meeting the FBI and debriefing, became an informant. All his guys, his right-hand man, Mikey Scars, was already testifying. His guys like Peter Sicara were testifying. His guys like Fat Dom, Made Guy, were testifying. His captains like Ronnie One-Arm Trupio made open statement in court that I'm the drug dealer and partners with the Gottis.
This guy's
I'm
a
only
sick
a captain,
fuck.
he said. He says, but Johnny A likes the killer, the loose cannon, and the rogue.
He also said he was the street boss. Remember that in Locked Up Abroad? He said he was a street boss. John Gotti Sr. made him a street boss. Now he's a captain.
He'll kill me. And Mikey Scars made statements saying Johnny Alight's the one was helping with bribing all the juries and threatening jurors to free John Gotti Sr. So these are statements from his made guys, Italians, that were going against me. And
he is all over the place,
a dozen
Bill.
of them. Made guys, Greg De Palma, another made guy. Like I said,
he's all over the place in this interview. 100%.
Gazy, another made guy, that were all testifying and giving information against me. And Gotti thought that was okay. When they did that, when I finally came back to the United States and I got all the paperwork from each and every one of them, and John Gotti himself, when I was in a penitentiary in Brazil, was the headlines of the New York papers that he was a rat and a informant and he was trying to sing to the FBI. So you can't change these facts. I don't say it open my mouth till years later.
Yeah, he doesn't open his mouth to years later.
I'm protecting the guys.
Well, wait, if they were ratting on you, why weren't you indicted on that? This guy is such a bullshit artist.
It's not like I'm not even protecting friends. I'm protecting my enemies. And they're all meeting with the government, and they're trying to flip that script because I'm one Albanian against the whole American mafia.
Did you just hear that? I'm one Albanian against the whole American mafia. What the fuck is he even talking about?
And it's not easy doing what I've done for these many years.
I'm one Albanian against the whole American mafia. What the fuck?
Our pride of not quitting and stopping is never going to stop me from keep going. So just recently, for the people that don't know, I was on TV yesterday in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I challenged John Gotti with his big mouth to get in the ring and show.
All right, remember when he went and he challenged Gotti Jr. and his grandson to a fight? This is around that time.
Tough he is in a boxing ring. And, I want to show the Albanians.
And Schmiegel came out and yelled at him for it.
Beat him all over the ring. Let him get in the ring. Now that I'm not.
But remember, Jimmy the Helmet Calandra challenged him to a fight, and he was scared of Jimmy. He wouldn't fight Jimmy Calandra. He wouldn't fight Jimmy, but he keeps challenging Gotti and them to a fight because it's about money. Gotti and them ain't gonna fight you. They ain't gonna help you make money, loser. Why would they help you make money?
Killing anymore, but I could do it inside a ring in a legal way.
We can do it professionally.
Yes.
With cameras. Yes.
Professionally, with cameras.
Cool to see. And you were ready. Yeah, I could see it in your face, like you were ready to go.
He was ready to go take a number 2, maybe. That's about it, pal.
Just had an operation, a heart operation. Excuse me.
So if you just had a heart operation, why you want to fight with people? This guy's an idiot.
And I had throat cancer and my thyroid.
Because remember, when Jimmy the Helmet Calandra challenged him to a fight, what did Elite say? I just had a heart operation, Jimmy. I just had a heart operation. But wait a minute. You want to fight Gotti Jr., though, but you won't fight Calandra because there's no money in it with Calandra. This guy is such a fucking phony. And he was scared of Jimmy the Helmet.
And I had that taken out. And I tell everybody, if I had 40% breathing right now, I don't know what my breathing is. If I had to go in with an oxygen tank and a wheelchair, we're Albanian. I'm going in to fight.
We're Albanian. Now all of a sudden he's pro-Albanian. This guy lied for years and said he wasn't Albanian.
I couldn't walk or breathe. I'm fighting. And it's not just me.
You're a cop
and I try to explain this to the world. It's our culture. We have a lot of pride.
You have no Albanian culture in you, John. You walked around the streets of New York with an Italian horn and a gold chain on, telling people your last name was Aletto.
And we have the strength, the inner strength, no matter what, not to quit, no matter what the odds are.
Not to quit.
Fight. And I'm just one individual representing Albanians. I'm just the guy that was in our culture that believes in fighting back, that we don't quit.
It's because of history that we are made this way. Like we don't.
Well, listen, pal. Elite is not Albanian, okay? He might have Albanian blood in him, but he has none of the culture and none of that. The guy's tried to say he was Italian. He's a shapeshifter. If you put him around a bunch of Polish people, he's Polish. Put him around a bunch of black guys, he's black. Around a bunch of Italians, he tries to be Italian. He's a phony.
We don't back down, like no matter what. It's
Johnny bends over. Elite does bend over. Ask Klaus.
How we're built, so it's not something new. One of the most impressive stories I ever heard, not only about you but about everyone, was the one when you got ice picked on the face.
Ice picked on the face.
That you slammed with the car.
What story is this? He got ice picked on the face and slammed a car? What the fuck?
People need to hear. I'm not gonna tell because I'm gonna butcher it up. But if you want, you can tell. Like
an ice pick in the face and slammed a car.
When you were with.
There's a girl she's very much alive.
Where's that ice? Where's that scar on your face, Johnny? If you get stabbed with an ice pick, you should have a big scar on your face. Hit that like button, folks. Don't treat me like a little gumad over here.
I don't talk to one of my cousins. Her cousin married one of my cousins, who actually was involved with me. He was involved in a murder with me. He killed the guy Johnny Gabbett for me.
Johnny Gabbett, once again. Johnny Gabbett's name. Why don't you tell him about your brother Jimmy A-Light, Jimmy Cheeks? You told Jimmy Cheeks, hey, Jimmy, if you don't help me with my lies, I'm going to tell people you jerked me off when we were kids. True story. Tuggies for tendies, little tuggies. Gee, Wally, you think Mommy will let us go to the mafia party? Jesus.
But,
now his family are gangsters, folks. His grandparents are gangsters now. I've never heard that one before, Leto. Shout out to my friend Boston for sending me this video.
To a hamburger place over at night, middle of the night, 1 a.m. I ran
Tuggies for tendies, what a crazy pair, but they're brothers. Retarded Albanian brothers is what they are. Johnny likes to rock and roll and Jimmy likes to smoke a pole. What a crazy pair.
There was nowhere to go. I just woke up.
You just came back from Jamaican neighborhood, I think.
You just came back from Jamaica neighborhood, I think. At Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah, because I lived in Jamaica, and Jamaica, Queens. And we were just driving around, and we went to White Castles. And I ran into John Gotti's kid, the son, and some of his friends.
So he's saying he ran into John Gotti the third? Is he saying that? Who's he mean right here? He ran into John Gotti's kid. John Gotti's kid's an MMA fighter. He'd kick your ass.
About 5 of us, and I was sitting in cars talking to each other. There was another guy, Mitch Sanders. And the problem with these guys is I got a very good memory. So Mitch Sanders was a guy that drove a tow truck.
Oh, he's speaking about Junior? Angel's like, it never happened. I don't believe anything Elite says. He's such a liar. Number one, I seen the letters and the Father's Day cards he sent your brother. It was pathetic. It was like Glenn Close. That's who he is, folks. Go watch Fatal Attraction with Glenn Close. That's who Johnny is. Johnny the orangutan.
Okay, we're all talking. And the girl went inside to get a burger. I gave her some money. And when she went in, there were 6 guys in there. And they started to bother her. And one of the guys dropped his pants.
Aleto, the white knight saving the women. Oh, his stories are so predictable. I saved the woman.
And he mooned her. And I just kind of seen, obviously, I was infuriated. And I didn't say nothing.
So I hope this leads up to him getting ice picked in the face and him smashing a car, because that's what Ship Quest said. Ship, whatever the fuck his name, Shaqui said, tell me the story where you got ice picked in the face and you slammed the car. And he mooned her? What the fuck?
To the other guys, I could have told them, and I didn't tell them. I just walked away and I went into the restaurant.
The real Albanian.
Yeah, he's a woman beater. Look, the real Albanian. He didn't tell you how he got ice picked in the face.
Say nothing, just going with it.
So
wow, the real Albanians say nothing and they just go with it. Okay, well, he's the opposite of that. He says everything. He says everything. He is the tattletale baby Johnny Aleto.
I walked in And I grabbed the guy that they were drinking beer at the time. You're not allowed to have beer in there. They had beer bottles in there.
Is this after the guy mooned? Like, I don't get it.
I grabbed the guy.
I am the real Albanian. Fight for the rights for every lie. Jesus.
Said, you got trouble putting your pants on? He said something. Keeping your pants on? He said something, and I hit him. I hit him with a right hand.
You hit him with a right hand. You have trouble keeping your pants on? Why? You and Klaus ready? You guys are done?
Down, and then the rest of them jumped me. And one of them took out an ice pick and stabbed me in the head. So my head was two sizes.
Where's that scar, John? Where's the scar of the ice pick stabbing you in the head, you fucking mook?
Big from what it was. It blew up. There was another guy there at the time, Frankie Radici, who was a friend of the Gottis. And when I asked him, how's
Name
my
That
head?
Rat will be coming this week. I have we're going to have probably 30 questions on Name That Rat this week. Name That Rat live from Little Italy, South Dakota in my grandmother's basement. It's Name That Rat.
I started to laugh out of nerves and I guess because how big it was. And, I didn't care. I still didn't care. And we went out of the restaurant. We all ran out.
He's his own. He just loves himself. He's his own cheerleader.
And I'm driving home with the girl, and we were on one section of the highway. They had one of those big trucks with the big tires. And the guy jumped the divider with his truck. He landed on top of my car. Lucky he didn't land on the top part or he would have killed us. He would have crushed us. But he crushed my car, and they jumped out with baseball bats. They started batting me through the car, through the window, through the windshield. And I had the girl underneath me. And I guess they thought
he was protecting her honor. He had the girl underneath him. Why there was a truck with a big tire that was on his car. This is bizarre.
Never get out of that car.
Wow.
But after they finished baseball batting me, I crawled out of the car and they ran. Their car was stuck also. It was
all right, well, they ran. They baseball batted him. This just makes no sense. This is fucking insane, dude.
Started running up the boulevard, and one guy was very heavy. He was like 325 pounds. I chased him down.
All right, so they baseball batted you in the car. They threw a car on top of yours, baseball batted you. Then you get out of the car and you chase them all away. Does this sound fucking bizarre?
And I tackled him. I took the bat off him and I started batting him.
He tackled the guy and took the baseball bat off. Oh, my God. Remember when you were a kid, you had those little friends, like, you would come up to the tree house. You'd be like, hey, what just happened? Your friend like, I fought 7 ninjas. I just beat up 7 ninjas, man. And you're like, no, you didn't. And you made that up. These are little tales from like 8th graders. This is insane.
Now, the other guys took off and left him because I had the bat now. After I batted him.
All right, but if you got out of the car after they baseball batted you, all 3 of them ran, you caught one of them, the others took off, wouldn't you be mangled and wouldn't you have been all bloodied up from being hit with a bat?
I was out and the ambulance came, and as soon as the ambulance got me, I asked them, I don't need to go to the hospital.
Wow. He's like a superhero.
My mom. I was worried about my mom.
Well, remember, he's called the Albanian Terminator. Oh, my God.
I said, don't call my mother and tell her anything. Just say I broke my jaw if you're going to say anything. And, the guy was yesing me to death, and then I just passed out from all the loss of blood. I broke my arm. I broke my jaw. All right,
if you broke your arm, how did you chase this guy down and beat him and take a bat with a broken arm? You're a fucking bullshitter.
The stab in the head, stab in the stomach.
The stab in the head. We don't see no scars.
Stabbed all over because they...
Wouldn't he point to the scar? If you were telling this story, wouldn't you point to the exact scar? Wouldn't you point to the scar and show the scar?
Car too. They dragged me a little bit when they hit me with the car, so I survived it. It was part of that life for me. I got out of the hospital, and I had 100 and something stitches in my chest, my head. Gotti asked me to hurt a guy. I was probably 90, 100 pounds only. And he didn't know I was stabbed up at the time. And
the feds did pay for his teeth.
In front of everybody, I put a pipe in my chair. And then,
did he just say I put a pipe in my rear? I put a pipe in my rear.
The guy gave me an order to hurt somebody. I still did it. So even if I would have got hit anywhere somewhere, I would have probably bled to death eternally. So it was just part of my life. I was an extreme
Well, you're
guy
lying to death internally. You're an internal liar, orangutan.
that, was taking orders from a guy at that time, Gotti, that I really looked up to. Lovely guy, was a big image for me at that time. He was a gangster, unlike the rest of his family. He was a gangster.
So you started hearing things like that they're no good and stuff like that. But as a young guy, you didn't think about it too much.
I think you don't think about it because when you're from a suppressed country like we are.
You're not from a suppressed country. You're from America, John. You're not from Albania, okay? You were raised in America. You're not from Albania, from a suppressed country like we are. You're not from Albania, jerk off. That's like me telling some guy in Italy, yeah, like, we're from Italy. I'm Italian-American, but I'm not from Italy. I'm an American. This guy's an idiot.
A country like America, my father and grandfather did with no money. And, I got no sneakers, and these guys are all rich, and I'm watching the guys.
You had Skippies. So what? I had Skippies too, Johnny.
The sons, they're not tough guys. They're not coming from where we come from or our culture comes from. They have everything. I want what they have. And I didn't care. Nothing was going to get in my way. So
nothing's going to get in my way. So I lied. I lied and bullshitted my way onto these platforms.
A lot of people in Albania, are good people and, good families, but they're penniless. So in order for them to make money, there is no way to make money but to get on the street. And unfortunately, we do some things to try to get out of poverty. And in my head, nothing was going to stop me from getting out of poverty and becoming a success and wealthy. Wow. And that's what I ended up doing. And I knew to get there, I had to be very violent. I had to be very different than the Italians. And, I say a lot of times, and Albanians can understand this. Imagine one Italian guy coming to Albania and trying to take over. It's not going to happen.
He's trying to say that one Albanian guy took over the Italian. This guy is just so stupid.
But I did it as an Albanian in an Italian world.
No, you didn't. You didn't. This guy just tried to say that one Albanian took over the Italian mob. This guy's insane.
When I did it, it wasn't like today when there's thousands and millions of Albanians all over the world. When I did it, there was hardly any Albanians in the United States. It was a closed country. People didn't even know what Albanian was. If you said, I'm Albanian, they would say, what? Who? Now we're a known culture for everything, for good and bad. We're known to so many successful Albanians in a good way. So Then
why'd you deny that you were Albanian? Why, if you love Albania so much, why did you say you were Italian?
Albanians, and everybody knows.
You never deny your nationality. If you're gonna act like you're some other nationality, you should. No matter what you are, you should be proud of it. I don't give a fuck what color, race. You should be proud of what you are. Not lie and say you're something else.
And everybody knows the Albanians have good hearts. But I always say the same thing. The Albanians on the street got more balls than brains. So, because, we let our hard-headed, hearts control us. And sometimes that's a bad thing. You
are an emotional little bitch, John. You cry about everything. You're a big crybaby.
Intelligent at the same time. And I learned to be intelligent also now.
He learned to be intelligent also now. Does this man sound intelligent?
Just don't go run straight forward. And a lot of people are trying to get my temper going. So they challenge me on a regular basis.
Listen,
but I tell everybody.
But you're not challenging this guy.
But you had 50 years to challenge me. So you didn't do it then. I'm retired now. You're not going to bait me to be a dummy.
That's what people do.
No one shot. You are a dummy, John. You are the biggest dummy.
Now with internet, as you said, like they get behind the screens and at their keyboard and they just write stuff.
Yes, they get behind keyboards and they write stuff. Yes, like I'm doing now. John Elite is a liar.
On the other end of the screen is you. If they knew you, they wouldn't write that.
Like I told one of my friends.
If they knew Elite, they would run from him. This guy is a clown.
I said, I got a lot of friends in prison in touch with me still. And, not Albanians, regular, just different nationalities. And I said to one of them
this
today,
guy is
actually,
such a clown.
Imagine if we just grabbed one guy like we used to.
Listen.
And did what we used to do to them and let everybody know it was us.
So let's go get one of these trolls and kill them and beat them and nobody will troll me no more.
people see the other 100 guys will never open their mouth again. But, since we're not doing that, they know.
Wait, but since I'm not like that no more, I'm going to cry to my goofy mongoloid brother, Jimmy, and we're going to cry. Fucking baby.
There's no consequences of their action. You can't stop them. So you got to learn to leave your ego go, and I'm trying to teach kids, if I can let my ego go, so can you. Don't go at them.
His ego?
Because any father, any nationality, it's a disgrace to their last name, to their culture.
Well, where's your son right now? I feel bad for his son. His son's in prison for pointing guns at people. Where did he get that from? From his father. Looking up to his father trying to be a tough guy. And the kid just got popped with a gun like 4 or 5 months ago, poor kid. Disgusting.
To act like such little worms, the little girls. I don't know what word to use for them because it disgusts me the way they act. And I feel bad for the children in school because they have no way to stop this. They're young. And
wait, what do children have to, the kids in school have to do with you lying on a podcast and us calling you out, you clown?
Really devastate some kids when they're bothered. To me, I really joke about it. I says, I'll tell guys once in a while if I'm on an internet, come on, come call me up. I'll give you a hug. Go home and tell your mother.
He'll give you a hug. He'll give you a hug. No, those hugs are saved for Klaus. Those are Klaus's hugs.
Yeah, I think you need attention. Or I'll call them Snowflake or some dumb name for them.
You are the biggest snowflake there ever was, Aletto.
Because there's so many songs out about jealousy of people.
There's so many songs about jealousy. I just put my headphones on. I listen to love songs. Fucking idiot. Klaus wouldn't date me. Age ain't nothing but a number. Fucking fanoik, man.
And real man or tough man or anybody with dignity would ever act like this. Nobody. They wouldn't do it. If I don't like
If you had any dignity, you wouldn't be lying for the last 7 years, you bullshit artist.
I wouldn't bother with you. I wouldn't write about you. I wouldn't talk about you. I just wouldn't watch your show. And I'm curious what kind of woman either marry them or date them because they're disgusting. I couldn't stomach them if I was a woman.
Like the best thing to
John, you might be a woman. Well, I don't want to even bash women and say that. You're a transformer, John. Transformer is more than meets the eye. Unbelievable.
With these kind of brats, if I can call them, it is just to not read the comments.
The
and
brats.
Just
well, take it. Listen, you should take Osama's word here. Don't look at the comments and don't pay attention to the comments. But the comments are telling the truth. So Johnny gets hurt. All up in Johnny's fields. All up in the fields, Johnny.
Like they're always gonna be like jealous people, and they're always gonna be like people who don't have your best interest. The best thing to do is like just fuck him.
He can't. Well, he did with Klaus, but he can't just do that, my friend. Johnny's got a small pea brain. He's got a pea brain, and he's Dr. Zayas. He can't control himself.
The comments, don't get involved with them, and then
European American. I know I'm a European American. The fucking what do you got an EU flag on your ass?
You would feel better because then you won't have to think, for example, like I wish I could have one of them here like this.
I wish I could have one of them here like this. Like, oh my God, pal. Stay off the 747s.
I really don't lose sleep on him. You know what I do every time?
Yeah, you do. He loses sleep. We've seen videos of him raging and crying about people critiquing and calling him out on his bullshit.
I show him another house I bought. I show him a country I'm at. I took my...
Look, you think I'm lying? This is Greece. Look at Spain. What the fuck's that even mean?
Children, we were in Amsterdam. We're on Albanian all the time. I'm in Germany.
No, you were in Hamsterdam. That's where you were. Hamsterdam, like Richard Gere, shaving them gerbils and secreting them.
Germany. I'm in the UK. I'm all over the world. These guys do not leave that little block they live on.
Right.
They have no culture. They don't stay with good people. I have a lot of friends here that are doctors, Albanians that are doctors here that stay with me. People that see all my photos know who they are. And, they don't see the success of the cars and the restaurants and the clothing, and whether it's, a woman or a gentleman or people that we're in, in good atmosphere all the time.
What's he talking about?
They're so angry they can't be us. And
they can't be us? they're so angry they can't be us because I'm with a woman and a man. What's he even talking about?
Aggravates him.
You are right. He is all over the place in this interview. He was all over the fucking place.
Well, you just pointed it out. Like, they have no life. That's why they are like very busy with other people's life, because they don't have one of their own. It's too sad for them. When was your first time that you went in Albania?
I was in Albania back in about 99.
99.
So how do you have, if you went to Albania in 99, how did you grow up in an Albanian culture? You grew up as an American, you fucking jerk off.
Right after the war in Kosovo?
Yeah, right after the war. Yeah. I came right after. I just got out of jail and I went there. And then I came back and I went back again, I think 2002.
This guy's such a bullshitter.
I went back again 2003 when I went on the run. Then I left there again.
And
then I was in prison to 2013 and then I came back again in 2000, I believe, 15 or something like that, 16. And I go back constantly, sometimes 3-4 times a year.
Girls were very good, but they were hard, right? It was hard to get any involvement. Yeah, right.
I think our women are beautiful. But
well, then why don't you date Florida Flo? There's an Albanian woman. Oh, I think she's a woman, but there's an Albanian creature. We'll use the pronouns he, it, and there. All right. I'll not make fun of Flo. Albanian Flo, Florida Flo, loves John Aleto, okay? She posts all of his videos on her channel. She sings Albanian Blood and uploads 10 different videos of Albanian Blood. Flo put a picture of her and A-Light on Facebook that said, if you had a kid, this is what it would look like. And John got so mad, he blocked her for a few weeks. But now Florida Flo's back in his good graces. But he won't touch Flo. He's not attracted to Flo. Maybe he likes her brother Dennis. I'm not sure. But, hey, go marry Flo.
It's hard to talk to the Albanian woman because of family situations, because they're a little bit scared to talk. Because of my background, I think a lot of people are.
No, they're not afraid because you have background. Their parents told her you're a piece of shit. The Albanian women over there know you're a piece of shit, okay? And they won't date you.
Afraid of me. They're not sure. Am I crazy or am I, most people.
Is he crazy? No, you're a liar.
Think I'm really crazy. They don't know me. So they don't.
Oh, he's so crazy. I fucking hate people talk like this guy.
Saying that I'm a pretty level-headed guy. I've been a businessman. What I did for work for the mafia was unrelated to the way I act in the street or in business, or I try to be polite to everybody. I'm not a violent guy. I never hit my kids in my life.
Just beat my wife, though. I never hit my kids, but I beat the living piss out of my wife before.
Violent to the mob world because that's survival world. But in everyday people, I don't go into a restaurant, not pay the tab. I'm not bossy. And I think anybody that knows me understands my mentality. I'm kind of quiet and laid back. I don't push my way anywhere. I try to be very polite. I try to do.
Listen, Klaus pushed you like a push pop, motherfucker.
My father taught me treat people the way you want to be treated. So, outside of.
So, what is your father? The big gangster Luciano guy, or is he the hard-working man, Johnny?
World, yeah, I'm very aggressive in the mob world, but you have to be. But in public,
the mob
I'm
world.
Just an average guy like
2 years he spent around John Gotti Jr.'s crew. 2 years. That's it. This guy is fucking a bullshit artist, man.
That's perfect. John, in my name and in all of Albanians' names, I'm going to thank you for being the guest on my podcast. And I'm going to wish you good luck in all of your future projects. And I can't wait to see everything.
Why don't you ask John why he denied being Albanian, huh? Why don't you do that? But he doesn't know. This guy, Shaquiq Cast. I can't pronounce this fucking guy's name. It's all bullshit. Aleto is all fluff, smoking mirrors. My dad, now his grandfather was related to gangsters. He was raised on gangsters. It's just too much, folks. Too much. But you guys should check out the Justice Tech Pros did a podcast it's got Frank Pasqua's video. I'm going to do a video on this week. It's literally got Frank Pasqua putting needles on the car. I should actually just play it. I should shut this down and start it up because it's fucking great, man. I'm going to drop the channel in here. You can see Rat Squaw Just saying, oh, no, I don't got no needles and drugs on me. I got GHC or whatever the fuck he says. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I'll play it another day, but I'll drop his thing. Go check this out, folks. Right after you watch this, go watch this video because I'm going to play it this week. You know what? Maybe I'll come back in a little bit and play it tonight. I'm not sure, but watch that video. And I drop mine, someone else's business's links in the description. Check it out because I played his videos. Hey, thanks for watching, folks, and God bless you all. Go slow. And Aletto, it's not over yet, pal. We got some more fucking people to make fun of you with.